Welcome to Practice Admin's online training. During this training, we will be covering scheduler setup, setup providers, and facilities. If at the conclusion of this training you have additional questions, please email support@practiceadmin.com. We are now under the Scheduling tab and Setup Providers. During the general setup of your practice, you would have added in either your one provider, or if you have a group with multiple providers, and all those would be listed here. And let's go ahead and take a look. Under Setup Providers, really all we can do is edit the information that's already been added in under the general setup. So we can select our provider, click the Edit pad in the top left corner. One option you have here is to change the display name. So if we'd prefer for this to read medical doctor without the comma and in the first name, last name format, you can certainly take care of that. Also, you can select a color for your provider. This is just for display options. Now the next option is default encounter form. This is an administrative function. In order to have a super bill or encounter form loaded into our software to be printed out with each patient's appointment, you would need to open up a ticket by emailing support@practiceadmin.com and attaching your Excel spreadsheet. All right. And basically that's really all we can do at this time for your setup providers. So we'll go ahead and click Save and Close in the top left of the box, and then it will have changed your display name and it will have added in the color. And certainly when we get to the View Schedule feature, you'll see where that pulls in. All right. And Setup Facilities is going to be about the same. We can edit the display name. We can add colors. Let's click the Edit button and take a look here and see. So here's where it looks a little different, but you can still just update the display name. You can select a color, and you can also add in an encounter form, which is also done by an administrator. But this does give you the ability to have a different encounter form for your provider schedule and for a facility schedule. All right, if you don't make any changes, then you can just X out of here. Certainly if you needed to print a list of all of your facilities, you could do that here. Most of the screens within our scheduler have this print preview. So you can always see what this list is going to look like prior to actually printing it out. Okay. Same thing with your setup provider. If you needed to print yourself a list or export a list of all of your providers, you could do that here. And that concludes the setup providers and setup facility portion of your training. We appreciate your time, and please remember that if you have any additional questions, please email support@practiceadmin.com. Thank you.